The big news rocking golf now is the controversy from the LIV tournament. Now, in case you weren't aware, the LIV tournament is a new golf tournament backed by Saudi Arabia that has caused a lot of controversial fallout that has now blown even beyond the world of golf. But why is this tournament controversial? Is it the rules or the people? Turns out it's the money, or more precisely, where the money is coming from. The tournament is sponsored by Saudi Arabia's Petroleum Investment Fund. Critics have pointed out that the tournament, which was established to rival the already established PGA Golf Tour, is essentially an image laundering exercise for what they describe as a deeply corrupt regime. Saudi Arabia has been accused of several human rights abuses, with the Saudi Crown Prince being a prominent feature in all of this, as he's regarded as the de facto ruler of Saudi Arabia and the controller of the fund, which sponsors the tournament. He has been accused of being involved in many human rights abuses, prominent among them being the 2018 murder of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Critics argue that this Mega Millions golf tournament is nothing more than a cynical attempt by Saudi Arabia to launder their dirty political image. So, who are the next players that are going to jump course and join the LIV series? Here's what we think. Patrick Cantlay. Patrick Cantlay has been recently linked with joining the LIV, and while the American, who is currently ranked number 4 in the world, hasn't confirmed he would be signing up with the series, he has refused to rule it out either. Speaking to Golf.com recently, he stated that, quote, "It's an ever-evolving calculation, right? Because if 20 of the 24 guys here this week at the President's Cup go out and play the other tour, then it makes it way more likely that I'm going to want to go to the other tour. So to say that I would never, ever play on that tour, I don't think that's truthful," end quote. That sounds like a man who is certainly weighing his options and could change course for where the grass is greener. The player who already has 8 career wins on the PGA Tour and 3 top 10 finishes in major tournaments would certainly boost the LIV tournament profile were he to join. Adam Scott. The Australian, who is a former world number 1, has been heavily tipped for the switch to the LIV, and on his part hasn't done much to quell the rumors at all, recently saying in an interview, quote, "I completely understand anybody doing it. They have been offered an opportunity and it suits them. More power to them. I really wanted to work out for them. As far as Cam, Smith, and Mark Leishman, recruiting me, they've got plenty of cash now, so they're more than welcome to make me an offer," end quote. When you consider he also said he doesn't think the LIV is bad for the game of golf, and at 42, he's likely to be more tempted by a new challenge and the hefty payday it brings, Adam Scott is one we wouldn't bet against as far as joining the LIV goes. Cameron Young. Cameron Young's profile is seriously rising in the game, but could the 25-year-old be already considering making the jump to the LIV series? He has certainly said the prospect interests him, telling Golf Channel that, quote, "Obviously it's the elephant in the room for everyone. Frankly, throughout the whole process with them, I was very interested. I think they have a bunch of good ideas. I think they're doing some cool stuff," end quote. While he also stated that he intends to stay for now and pursue his goals of making the Ryder or President Cups team, for now, after a players-only meeting led by Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods, and promised coming changes on the tour, he looks like a man who could still make the switch at any time and would certainly be a boost to the LIV series given his young age and rising profile. He's certainly one to keep an eye on regarding a switch. So, if this tournament is so unpopular in the world of golf, why are respected professional golfers signing up for it? Again, it's the money. The payday for this tournament is far larger than golfers typically make on tournaments. So now, let's go into the details you need to know about this tournament. The LIV isn't your typical tournament. Fans are going to notice a number of important changes. First, it is a 54-hole stroke play tournament, not the regular 72-hole tournaments we're used to. The tournament name LIV is Latin numerals for 54. Another very significant change you're definitely going to notice is that while golf tournaments are almost entirely played as an individual thing with a few exceptions, such as the Ryder Cup, this tournament is organized to be simultaneously on an individual and team play level. The 2022 edition features 48 players divided into 12 teams of 4 who will compete over 8 events, with 3 rounds each instead of the usual 4 you see in regular golf events. There are no cuts, and all players start at once and shotgun starts. In the first 7 events, players compete as individuals, however their best scores are also tallied for their team. At the end of each event, a player is recognized as the winner and points are awarded based on finishing position, just like it's done in Formula 1. After the first 7 events, a player's champion is crowned based on total points accumulated over all the events in the series. Then things begin to get more like the NBA postseason format. Remember, players' individual performances also counted for their team? The teams are then ranked based on the total points accumulated by their players. They are then organized based on that ranking into a tournament format for the 8th and the final event of the series. This is designed so the strongest teams play the weakest teams at each elimination stage, like the NBA postseason. The first 7 events of the 2022 series were held at different locations across the world. The first event was held at the Centurion Club in Hertfordshire, England, over June 9th to the 11th. This was followed by the second at Pumpkin Ridge, Portland, Oregon, June 30th to July the 2nd. The next was at Trump National Club, Bedminster, New Jersey, over July 29th to the 31st, followed by the fourth, held at the International at Boston, September 2nd to the 4th. The Boston event was followed by the events at Rich Harvest Farms in Chicago over September 16th to the 18th. 2 events in October will round off the individual season and take us into the team finale. During the weekend of October 7th to the 9th, fans will see the 6th event of the series being held at Stone Hill in Bangkok, Thailand, while the next October event is to be held at Royal Greens Golf and Country Club in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, over the weekend of October 14th to the 16th. The team finale will be held at the Trump National Golf Club in Miami from October 27th to the 30th. The prize pot for the series is rich, as in Mega Millions rich. The Saudis are flush with petrodollars and heavily invested in this project. They know that to attract the best players, they need to spend heavily, as they can't compete with the history or prestige of the older PGA Tours. As a result, the tournament winnings are far and away bigger than what typically applies for golf tours. Each of the 7 regular season events has a total prize money of $25 million. $20 million is distributed among the players, with the winner banking $4 million and the player in last place going home with $120,000, which is not too shabby if you ask me, considering that in regular golf tournaments, there's no prize for finishing last. The remaining $5 million is distributed among the top 3 teams, with the top team rewarded with $3 million. The second $1.5 million, and the team in third place banks $500,000. After the 7 individual events, players who have participated in at least 4 will share a total prize money bonus pool of $30 million, with the individual champion across the 7 events netting $18 million. Second place, $8 million, and third place gets $4 million. After the season finale, the winning team banks $16 million, and the team in last still making $1 million in tournament prize money. As you can see, the prize money for the LIV series wildly and far exceeds anything seen in golf before. Nowhere else in golf are players being offered anything close to what the LIV series is dangling before them. It's not, therefore, very surprising that players are defecting en masse to join up with this Mega Millions series, as the payday is very enticing to say the least. So, those are the top 3 players that are likely to join the new series. The LIV has already announced plans for an even bigger tournament in 2023 with more money and locations involved. How far do you think this will go into encouraging more players to sign up, and who are the other top players that you think are going to make the move? Let us know in the comments.